A warm welcome to Flow 94.9 FM. Good afternoon. This is Flow News at noon on the Flow of God's own stage, and my name is David Oku. Here are the headlines. INEC chairman calls for new electoral framework. PDP denies proposed Dubai retreat for governors-elect. American Journal invites MOA professor over HIV and AIDS cure. And on the foreign scene, President Trump accuses China of breaking the deal in trade talks. The details in a moment. And now the news in detail. News just reaching us indicates that the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has set aside the judgment of the Osun State Governorship Election Tribunal, which nullified the victory of Governor Gboyega Oyetola. Delivering the lead judgment on Thursday, Justice Hannatu Sankey set aside the entire proceedings of the tribunal because of its faulty composition. She added that ordinarily the matter should be returned to the lower tribunal because it was a post-election matter where time cannot be expanded or elongated, the court cannot make an order of retrial. Justice Sankey also resolved the remaining 11 issues in the appeal in favor of the appellant, who is the Osun State Governor. According to her, the petitioner did not prove beyond reasonable doubt that there was substantial non-compliance to the Electoral Act by the absence of ballot paper records. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, is making a case for an electoral law that would ensure the settlement of all pre-election matters at least 60 days before the commencement of an election. Yakubu spoke during the 12th National Delegates Conference of the Forum of State Independent Electoral Commissions of Nigeria held in Jos, Plateau State capital, on Wednesday. The INEC boss said the current legal framework creates uncertainty and undermines the people's confidence. Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha says the evil he feared in the People's Democratic Party has been haunting him since he joined the ruling All Progressives Congress. Speaking at an interactive session with journalists in Abuja, the governor said he remained a staunch member of the APC and accused National Chairman of the party, Adams Oshiomhole, and some other leaders of working with INEC to ensure he does not get his certificate of return as a duly elected senator.
Last week, I wrote a letter to INEC officially for the first time myself, informing INEC about their wrongdoings to withhold my certificate on mere allegation of duress, which was never founded. So there was no issue of fair hearing at all.
Recall that Okorocha had defected from the PDP to the All Progressives Grand Alliance, where he contested and won the 2011 governorship election. The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja is warning lawyers, the media, litigants, and members of the public against analyzing its proceedings in the public. President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Zainab Bukachua, who leads the five-man panel, issued the warning at the inaugural sitting in Abuja.
These proceedings should be treated as with any other low-profile case, where proceedings in court are not discussed publicly until a decision is pronounced by the court. This admonition is also extended to the parties, their respective counsels, and the members of the press. We, on our part, will make relevant information available as at when due. Any breach will not be condoned.
Justice Bukachua gives a breakdown of the petitions before the tribunal.
There are presently 786 petitions, with Imo State having the highest number of 76 petitions, which necessitated the posting of 6 panels to the state.
And now the Senate is summoning the Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, to brief the chamber on the current state of facilities and healthcare services in Nigerian teaching hospitals. This followed a motion sponsored by Senator David Umar on the alarming report of poor quality of service in Nigerian teaching hospitals.
The Senate is concerned that most teaching hospitals in Nigeria have been overstretched, forcing patients to sleep on bare floors, plastic mats, and other unhygienic conditions that put them at the risk of contracting other ailments.
The Senate further urged its Committee on Health to conduct an emergency investigative hearing on the state of healthcare services in the hospitals and report back within 1 week. Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State yesterday signed a bill that sought to split the Kano Emirate into 4 laws. With the signing into the Kano State Emir's Appointments and Deposition Amendment Bill 2019 into law, the state now has 5 emirates: Gaya, Rano, Karaye, Bichi, and Kanu. The State House of Assembly passed the bill earlier on Wednesday, less than 24 hours after a petition submitted to the House by one Ibrahim Salisu was read by the Speaker, Alassane Rum. The governor who signed the bill into law barely 8 hours after it was passed by the lawmaker said the traditional institution will now go closer to the people. The national leadership of the People's Democratic Party is denying any involvement in the proposed retreat for its governors in Dubai. The alleged retreat, whose banner surfaced on social media, was said to be the brainchild of some businessmen. National chairman of the PDP, Prince Uche Secondus, confirmed that the party was not part of it. I'll take that again. National chairman of the PDP, Prince Uche Secondus, confirmed that the party was not part of it, just as some governors have denied any invitation to the retreat. Now, the All Progressives Congress says there is no going back on the endorsement of Senator Ahmed Lawan and Femi Gbajabiamila as the next president of the Senate and the Speaker of House of Representatives. APC National Publicity Secretary Lanre Issa Onilu, in an interview, said the party was already looking beyond zoning and endorsement. The party's spokesman expressed the confidence that despite talks with members of the People's Democratic Party in the National Assembly, lawmakers elected on the platform of the APC would not allow a repeat of what happened in 2015 when opposition party produced the deputy president of the Senate. And now, following his discovery of the much-talked medicinal synthetic aluminum magnesium silicate, a professor of veterinary medicine and clinical biology at the Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, Abia State, Maduike Ezeibe, has been invited by a leading American science journal to its editorial board of CTech Central. Ezeibe, professor of veterinary medicine and clinical biology, had in February 2017 announced that he had found cure for HIV and AIDS. Although the professor was accused of breaching a process necessary for announcing such a sensitive discovery by the Nigerian authorities, American Science Journal lauded Ezeibe for the quality of his research on the dreaded virus. Former Deputy Governor of Abia State, Chris Akumas, has been confirmed as the commissioner representing the state at the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. The Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria confirmed Akumas and others as commissioners yesterday during plenary. Recall that President Muhammadu Buhari in February forwarded to the Senate for confirmation names of 30 nominees as chairmen and commissioners of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation, and Fiscal Commission. And finally, in the state, a member of Abia State Drug Control Committee, Ngozi George, says educating teachers on drug-related issues is key to saving youth from drug abuse. Speaking on the sideline of a two-day sensitization training on drugs and drug abuse prevention, treatment and care in Aba, George said that the fight against drugs would be more meaningful if lecturers and teachers reach out to students caringly. Nigeria was formerly considered to be a transit country for illicit drugs before the year 2013, but has now become internationally recognized as a user nation as well. Flow News at noon continues shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. Stay tuned.
You are listening to News Now on Flow 94.9 FM. Umuahia, the flow of God's own state. Detailed,
balanced,
straight to the point. News Now on Flow 94.9 FM. Umuahia.
6:45 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m.
News Now. News as you need to know it. The flow of God's own state.
Welcome back to the news. Straight to business. The Minister Chancellor, Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany, Regne Hess, believes federal government of Nigeria is not doing enough to address the socio-economic challenges facing the country. Speaking in an interview with journalists shortly after delivering a speech at the conference on irregular migration organized by the Catholic Archdiocese of Abuja on Tuesday, the envoy challenged the federal government to address the issues responsible for the exodus of Nigerians to Europe and other foreign countries. And away from Nigeria, U.S. President Donald Trump says China broke the deal in trade talks, ramping up hostilities ahead of negotiations between the two sides. The comments came as Beijing said it would retaliate with necessary countermeasures if the U.S. raises tariffs on Chinese products. Trump has vowed to more than double tariffs on $200 billion of Chinese goods on Friday. And in sports, Lucas Moura scored 3 second-half goals to produce one of the most famous victories in Tottenham Hotspur's history, recovering from 3-0 down on aggregate to beat Ajax 3-3 on away goals. The Dutch side cruised into a 2-0 lead in the first half of the second leg, adding to their 1-0 advantage from the first leg, only for Lucas Moura to score 3 times for Tottenham Hotspur in an incredible second half. Ajax were dealt a blow shortly before kickoff as key attacker David Neres pulled up in the warm-up and had to be replaced by Kasper Dolberg, forcing Erik ten Hag to tweak formation slightly. To end the news, a recap of our major stories. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, is making a case for an electoral law that would ensure the settlement of all pre-election matters at least 60 days before the commencement of an election. National leadership of the People's Democratic Party is denying any involvement in the proposed retreat for its governors in Dubai. A professor of veterinary medicine and clinical biology at the Michael Okwara University of Agriculture, Umudike, Abia State, Maduike Ezigbe, has been invited by a leading American science journal to its editorial board of CTEC Central. And on the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump says China broke the deal in trade talks, ramping up hostilities ahead of negotiations between the two sides. Thanks for being with us. Remember that security is everyone's business. Provide useful information to security agencies to ensure your security. Join us at 6:45 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. every weekday for additional newscasts. This is Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. You can send your views or information to flowfmnews@gmail.com or visit www.flownews.com.ng for more stories. This bulletin was edited by Samson Eze, supervising I beg your pardon. My name is David Oku. Do have a wonderful...